All right, white edge clothing. Someone should do this. I'm not a businessman particularly. I'm an idea guy. Um, White edge clothing is just a concept God ordained in nature. Okay. Every cloud has a white lining. Every wave has a white crest. This is all mathematical too. That white equals lining 65. White equals crest equals 65. Every eye has a white rim. Okay, and every house has white trim. Okay. Um, And so you deserve white edge clothing. Okay, that's the promo. But it's just an artistic principle that God ordained. Okay, white edge clothing. I've already made some pieces by myself. But if someone was to actually take this into production, someone with fashion connections, clothing connections, I could go on about how clothing needs to be totally redone. The brands need to change to the personal names of God. Yada yada yada. Okay. But white edge clothing, that's a good idea, okay, for a company production line. And every item that is produced has a band of white, a perfect golden ratio band of white, okay, around the edges, okay, that of the clothing that are between human skin color and the main body garment skin color. It's that simple. And it looks it's gorgeous, it's ordained by God as an artistic beauty principle. Okay? Do it, and you'll be successful. But we know that there's more important things in life than clothing. Okay? Everyone's salvation, which is God's task. God is in charge of saving the world, as Jesus said. No one comes except the Father draws them. But there you go. Okay. It's going to be an awesome day. And I love drinking my God food first, which I am. It's breakfast time. It's in the morning, July 4th, 2020. And it's going to be an awesome day. An honest day is an awesome day. That's a word I've had from the Lord. Being an honest body scientist, that's a large part of my life. Okay. And cocoa science is a massive part of that. Okay. Because I'm an avid, anyways, I could go on. I'm probably the world's #1 consumer of regular natural cocoa powder, also known as God food, theobroma. And I do that for the glory of God, and for my own joy and pleasure, and for God's pleasure, and for all good science. Okay. Man, you can just preach for a lifetime once you start yielding words, because every word has the glory of God in it. Science equals Father, and there you go. Okay. Beauty equals Jesus. I've been getting tons of 97s. 97 is Son of Man. Okay. Okay. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay. Remember, heaven is maximum joy, so God wants you to have maximum joy, as Jesus said. Ask that you might receive. Why? That your joy might be full, and then be full equals Father, okay? Just like be saved, just like be great. It is God's will that you be great, be saved, be full. Father, 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 okay? So, God wants my joy to be full today. That is His will, okay? And that God wants the same thing for every human for all time, okay? So, one way that you can really powerfully enter into that fulfillment is by drinking your regular pure natural cocoa powder, your God food, because it actually is a God-ordained joy for the human body, okay? And there's no human on earth that can tell me it isn't, because God made us all the same, so that the great command to love your neighbor as yourself is very easy to perform, okay? I know for a fact that pure God food on the inside brings me incredible happiness, okay, all the time. Well, guess what? It's going to work for you too, because we're the same. God made us the same so that we can love our neighbor as ourselves. It's that simple, okay? Cool. So, drink your daily God food to get happy. Let your joy be full. Drink as much as you want. It's Saturday today. I've had a ton of saturated Saturdays in this cocoa journey. Saturated equals Saturday. And I've had a ton of Saturdays in this whole journey where I've maxed out my cocoa consumption on Saturdays in particular. Saturday is the official Sabbath day. It's the crown jewel of God's 7-day week. Okay, Saturday is the 7th day of the week. And there's this concept of total perfect satisfaction, okay, that God demonstrated with himself, having completed everything in creation in 6 days, and the seventh day was a day of rest and like ultimate satisfaction, yada yada yada. Okay. In short, God wants you completely and totally satisfied. Saturated Saturday. But in particular, I've had cocoa saturation days on Saturdays, where it's like I literally plugged in, like I literally consumed my max cocoa on the Saturday. Okay. Because we've been taking this thing higher, of course, and it works. And you're like an eagle just gliding, soaring on the natural updraft that God has ordained, and you're in this constant, natural, healthy high of joy, okay, that God ordained because of the God food, and it's that simple, okay, and everyone can do it, so that people feel terrific. And what happens when people feel terrific? Oh, they perform terrific, they treat each other terrific, they act terrific, negativity just disappears. And now everyone's speaking a positive word. Why? Because everyone's feeling terrific. Hello, it's not that hard. Why is the baby crying? Well, because the baby hasn't been fed. Why are people grumpy at work? Well, because they haven't been fed properly. Give them their cocoa powder, their God food, and it'll turn around instantly. It's amazing how simple God's solutions are, okay? Solution is pure fives. I think it's 5 times 5 times 5. There's a solution to every problem. Cocoa is the closest thing to a health food panacea that there is. It literally solves every problem practically, and I could go on and on. Okay, all right. It's going to be an awesome day. Offer effort. An honest day is an awesome day. Honest equals awesome. Okay. Cool. It's going to be awesome.